Hello, welcome to the Free Cheese episode 307. I'm your Joe Dix, joined by Marc Augustiniak.
What's up?
Matt Sellner.
Hello.
The Free Cheese is a weekly video game podcast about video games brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com. Hello,
Hola.
and welcome to the Free Cheese.
¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, y tú. Yeah?
CSC.
Why? Is it because you're drinking Coke Zero? Because I am, and it sucks. I don't know how people drink it, or why.
Why would you? No.
I was like, man, soda's probably, I should probably stop drinking. I turned 30 in the next week, so, you know.
I officially did it.
I did it for a while, but
I said no to Baja Blast. You know how hard I can't even finish that sentence. You know how hard that is? It's like an addiction.
I did it for...
What'd you get? The boardroom drinks?
I just get water.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I did it.
Trying to be a hydrated bitch.
No, I did that. I did the...
This is where DOTA steps in. See, if you play the game of DOTA, you hydrate yourself.
I did an unsweetened iced tea at Taco Bell. It didn't feel good. And then...
What's wrong with you?
No. I'm back on Baja. Don't worry. I'm full on Baja. I'm just saying.
You're back.
When I was wandering through the grocery store, I was like, maybe I'll not do hard-ass soda.
Are you at least getting a free water cup?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's
large.
Oh, that'd be
free.
bullshit. Yeah, if he was getting a meal, paying for the Baja, and then filling it with water.
Just making sure.
No. The person actually went out of their way to like, you know what? Let me just not make this a meal because the water's free. I'm like, oh, okay. Thanks.
Sorry, Joe, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, I was just saying that Coke Zero sucks. And I don't know why anyone would drink it. It has no taste.
Zero.
Just flat.
I mean, it's telling you right up front.
Like,
don't you love
zero taste?
Don't you
zero
love
flavor?
when products do that? They actually tell you how bad they are. And
oh, and he got zero sugar on top of it.
It's zero everything. Just I might as well drink water.
What is it?
Oh, you know one thing.
This is
Coke,
just cancer in a
Coke
can.
caffeine free, but it's like not diet. That's
Right. Yeah. Which that's a whole other beast. It just sucks.
I can't do diet anything.
No,
I can always taste it.
Yeah, this is bad.
Even though
I will say this is better than a cherry Coke Zero, which that is just fucking god awful. Yeah. Nope. Mark, how's your water doing over there?
It's good. I'm so glad it's not whiskey.
You had a little fun 4th of July, you texted me.
No, I did not.
No?
Oh, yes, you did.
Day wasted.
Yeah.
Everything I wanted to do, I did not do.
What? All right, name 2 things you wanted to do.
Parade and fireworks.
Oh, you didn't do any of that.
Oh, also eat.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. That's always the...
Nope. Yeah, all I had for lunch and dinner was William Wolf's coffee whiskey.
Coffee whiskey.
Yeah.
William Wolf. Now, is there a picture of like some sort of dog type creature on the label?
Oh, yes. There is what you would deem a furry on the bottle.
Oh, I was picturing one of those like a Saint Bernard.
Oh no, it's a wolf wearing suspenders and like a newsboy hat.
Oh, okay. Does he carry newspapers with him?
Actually,
like, is he like?
Never mind. He's actually in a suit with a maybe fedora.
Let me take a good look at that. Oh, okay. So this is not. I pictured
I don't know what I was thinking.
I pictured like a cartoon ass wolf. Like this is a proper wolf.
Yeah.
In man's clothing.
Yes.
Interesting.
Very Zoot Suit Riot going on.
Yeah, he's got a good Zoot Suit Riot going on. Matt. Are you looking this up?
No,
you're on the website. Got it. You're invested in stock here.
Not yet. I'm looking. I'm making sure the logo checks out first.
Well,
logo checks out. Coffee flavor, huh?
Well, my friend brought it.
Okay.
And I was like, for anyone that's curious, I don't do heavy shit like that.
Yeah, no.
Like ever, like whiskey.
You don't really drink
bourbon.
Typically anyway.
I mean, if I do, it's very casual. Like rum and Coke is like the furthest I'll usually go, and I can do that pretty well because I'm just so used to that. But yeah, as far as stuff like that, like the harder drinks, I usually don't fuck with.
Yeah. And
that bottle was probably a little past the top, I guess a little lower than the top when I was there. By the time I was done and he was done, that bottle maybe had me like 20% left.
No.
And as soon as I stood up, day was done.
Yep. That's it.
Dry heave central, baby, for like an hour, and then I just slept the rest of the day.
I like the label on the coffee. It looks like dusk is setting and the wolf is about to strike. You know, in this weird way.
The wolf struck.
Yeah, like
he's waiting for something.
The rest of them are very brightly lit.
Oh yeah, the one he's playing a banjo, he's got a guitar. This one, he's like hey, I'm coming to
ready.
kill.
I'm ready.
He's like, oh, I see you've made the mistake. Poor sheep.
Or if his coffee is the other way around, like.
And that's the thing, you don't get that impression just on its own, but when you see the others for comparison, you're like, oh no, this wolf's here to kill things.
Or it's the other way around. If you think of it like this, he's been out all night hunting, and now he's just ready to come home and just enjoy leisure.
Well,
I don't think so, man. That's a look of menace. That's a look of deceit. That wolf's coming to.
He does
take
have the
your meat.
frizzled hair, like he's been out doing work.
Yeah.
It smells like coffee. It does not taste like coffee.
I feel like it just tastes like rubbing alcohol.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a few here.
It's good. That's what I drank on the 4th. Just a lot of rubbing
There's
alcohol.
a frisky. There's a pink label.
Pink
Look
label?
at that. There's a pink label. It's frisky.
Frisky.
Frisky
That's another
whiskey.
guitar.
I see the nose says cake. Hold on, wait. Color, rich caramel. Nose, creamy vanilla, caramel, and cake batter.
It sounds really good, though. I mean, I'm sure it smells delicious.
Palate's cream soda. Finish is a smooth, sweet, and seductive.
Oh, my God.
I love that the tasting notes have all three of like the tasting areas.
I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that shit.
Mark's favorite drink usually is Kraken black spice rum mixed with vanilla Coke.
Ooh, man.
There's a coming soon and it's all black.
Are
Oh,
you,
yeah,
are you
oh
over
yes.
21?
Hold on. Please show me the whiskey, please. I got this far. Now they're asking me if I'm 21.
Yeah, this isn't quite Wolf Cola.
Kraken is something.
Yeah.
This is the second time Kraken came up in like 3 days.
Yeah.
Is that Ronda
In
Rousey?
conversation,
No, that's not
yeah.
Ronda Rousey.
It's just a good bottle design, too.
That's what mostly attracted me to it. And then the part where I drank a lot of it when I
Well,
was 20
you know, that's fun. It's a
meant that
cycle.
I'm not ever going to drink rum again, I don't think.
I wouldn't do it straight.
Yeah, we were just doing shots. That's
dangerous.
I was 20,
Yep.
so
I mean, even then, Kraken
That'll do.
did to me what that whiskey did to me. And that's, but definitely mix it.
yeah. You been barking up the big bad wolf over there this weekend?
Oh no, I mean, you know, a little bit.
Yeah.
Drinking. July 4th had a mixture of beers. You know, the All American Corona, the All American.
Praise the sun.
Yeah.
What was I have? I want to say there was Yingling on the boat yesterday. Oh, Heineken was the other feature at the July 4th.
I never
had.
Nothing. You know, in house. You know,
All the beer
export.
that's like wide open for sunlight to make it taste like shit.
I never had Heineken.
You know, but by the time you get to the fifth
No,
one,
no,
no one
that's
fucking
the
cares. Also, had bomb ass soup
Yeah.
on the 4th of July, as hot as it was here
Saw
in
that
the state
picture.
of Maryland. It's my mom's Maryland crab, and I can never say no to it. It's so good.
Hold on 1 second. And we're back. Yeah. You shouldn't have done that. It's hot
yeah,
out.
of
You
course.
shouldn't have had soup. You should never
No,
eat
it's
soup.
my mom's Maryland crab, which
Maryland crab. Red
this
style.
year's. We've already started planning the summer Christmas party this year.
Oh, Jesus. It's fucking July.
Oh yeah.
All
You know,
right.
a couple beers around the boat floating around. We started talking
Gotta
about
get
Christmas.
ready to roll. Yeah, that's what happens.
Soup will be on the menu
And
at Christmas
Only
due to
soup.
popular demand last year. There was no soup.
That makes
can
sense.
can you make like a big like stand menu? You know, what like cafes have on the outside. You know, just folds like a trifold thing. You go out there, right, and it says like soup of the day is like. Which is that, and then rest of the menu, it's arrows pointing up at soup of the day, and then you have a little picture of Joe with like a wink and a thumbs up, like.
I feel like I can find it somewhere in the Free Shoes
handgun.
archives.
No, soup at a Christmas party makes sense. You know why? It's cold out. People are likely sick, and they want to stave off that sickness with a hot broth.
That hot broth.
Middle
was
of July,
sure that's good in 98 degree
when
weather.
you're supposed to be, not hot. It was miserable this fucking weekend.
Oh, it's great.
No.
It's
No.
great.
That's fine. I was in the water most of it, but
I was told broth is family because you're 2 letters off a brother.
now I just want a Vin Diesel soup. That's all I want. It's just Vin's face on a can. Also,
Wouldn't that be wouldn't that just be a broth because he's bald?
just put.
Chicken broth. Heat it up, and then there's your soup.
This is
Vin Campbell.
now the third time that I've thought about how his last name is Diesel in the last month, and I haven't been brought to hysterics today as I have been several times this month.
Well, like
The one day I had to pull over the car because I was just like no good, just driving along and I remembered his name is Vin.
we gotta remember, he is like he's part human and he's part Decepticon. That's where Diesel comes. It's set lineage.
Do you think the Decepticon part is the part that pissed off Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
Maybe. That could be.
I think it was the part where Dwayne Johnson woke up one morning and said, I gotta shoot that movie today with Vin fucking Diesel. Even someone who just calls himself The Rock knows that Vin Diesel is a stupid
He's
fucking...
getting away from it.
I know.
He's
been
trying,
away from it.
He's trying.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
That's where the feud began.
I'd rather refer to him as the Brahma Bull.
Couple things. One, it's got to shout out the Women's World Cup team. Congratulations to the USA. Team USA. They won
job.
2-0 today. Well, sorry, yesterday. Against the Netherlands. Good for them. And also, fuck Nintendo.
Oh, what now? Jesus.
Uh-oh.
I know I hit unsubscribe from auto renewal.
For what?
Nintendo Online.
Oh, congratulations. Welcome to the party.
So, the caveat to the Twitch thing was 3 months, and then before the 3 months ended, you had to resubscribe to the 9 months. You had to go to like Twitch's website or whatever.
Sure.
Like the whole loot drop down menu thing, which is easy enough. But because I never fucking used Nintendo's Online, I forgot, which is fine. Whatever. If I missed out on the 9 months, it's fine. They charged me. I got charged a cold hard 12. What was it? $12.99? That sounds... No, that's Amazon Prime. That was another thing that happened to me this weekend. Was it $7.99, $8.99? And I held it back because you know what happened, Joe?
Hold on a second. Send Matt $12.99.
No, that was for an Amazon Prime mistake. Don't do that.
For fuck's sake.
Don't do that. Don't do that. No. You know when it happened? It happened when we saw Chucky, and I held it all back, and I wasn't going to scream then.
You don't want to do it in public. You just want to do it.
I just wanted to bitch out, to the radio waves, however that goes. God. No, but I wanted to investigate what happened. Yeah, no, they fucking just... And I know for a fact I turned off the audio.
You have proof of this? You got a screenshot?
I don't have a screenshot because I know I turned it off.
How much do you know?
I know, because it was the first thing I made sure I did, so that way Nintendo wouldn't take my money.
But is there a chance?
There is no chance.
Like not even a baby chance that you dreamt that you did it?
I did it absolutely sober. I know for a fact.
You had no wolf whiskeys.
No wolf whiskeys.
The wolf wasn't whispering in your ear?
So yeah, so evidently I got 3 months of Nintendo.
You might as well up to the fucking full year, homie.
No, I'm just going to turn it off. I haven't turned off, I guess, the auto renewal this time around, but I'll make sure I do that.
But there's, as we'll learn later on in our news segment, great changes, or what is it, added benefits to the service on the way.
Great. The one benefit it had, there's a mobile game coming, according to the news last week.
What are you talking about? Tetris
Royale.
Oh, the difference there is that Tetris Royale sucks. Because it's on a phone.
Was it out yet?
It's good. Dude, have you ever played Tetris on a phone?
Yeah, that's
fine. On a touchscreen phone?
We had a dorm tournament in the bathroom. We had a whiteboard where we write our highest scores. Of course, we kept it in the bathroom because we would play on the toilet. We write the highest scores on there.
There's no way. Well, that would be good. Besides, Tetris 99 is not... Well, this coming weekend, you got that Splatoon event. Get yourself some Squid Sisters art on the backdrop.
I guess I'm in now.
Hell yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Now you know. You could have that. You put your amiibo next to your Switch with your Squid Sisters.
Who says I want to play anything else?
Party time.
I've been setting my ways here,
Yeah. Well, did you play anything this week, Matthew?
Well, I wasn't on last week.
Oh, yeah.
But then the last 2 weeks, legit, all I've played is anything that has DOTA in the title of it.
That's really upsetting.
Like, legitimately. Like, I didn't play any more Days Gone. I didn't buy Crash Team Racing. I still got the money in my account ready to go for it. And I literally have not even turned on my PlayStation to purchase Crash Team Racing because all I've been doing is going to my computer to launch one of the two DOTA apps, which are Dota 2 or Dota Underlords.
What new can you say this week? What's the big? What's happening in the world of Dota or Dota Underlords?
Dota
Has that
2.
gotten okay?
Well, we'll start with Dota Underlords because nothing's really big happened there. That's premiered. It's in its beta. It's launched. It's gotten a few app updates. I think the Wind Ranger looks cool compared to the actual Dota 2 Wind Ranger or the Dota Underlords Wind Ranger.
Well, we've seen the silhouettes have come out of the shadows now. They're fully lit characters. They're Are they animated? They're not really animated there.
They're just kind of there. They're not in Dota 2 yet. Or
Any lore behind them yet?
nothing that I've seen.
Yeah, I didn't notice.
I mean, there's that main menu for Underlord is pretty barren. It's like
Yeah.
play, patch notes, settings,
And, like,
and
tutorial or something
Yeah,
like that?
tutorial's the
Yeah.
other one. So there's not much there. There's kind of. I have a feeling once it comes out of beta for that first season, and there's been like some kind of data mine where the character Sven, Sven, is coming.
It's the walrus boy.
No, yeah, maybe. He's got this big ass sword.
Oh.
He's blue unless he turns on his ultimate, then he turns red.
I'm thinking
He may look Walrus. I don't know. It's not really Walrus though, in my opinion. But yeah, evidently he's coming soon. There's gonna be a battle pass type thing. And there was one other thing I can't remember, but yeah, I'm curious to see when that game launches what it actually does. They have the bare minimum of a ranking system right now just to kind of keep me playing. I've been slowly ranking up. I'm the 3rd tier now. 3rd tier, I forget what it is, but I'm the 4th level of that now. I'm just kind of keep going up. I can't. The whole cross play thing has saved me a couple times now. Like today, we were rushing out of the house, I was rushing out of the house to make sure we make it to watch the women's soccer game. And instead of me just being strapped to my computer and not being able to get ready, I kind of took my iPad and kept playing as I was getting ready in the bathroom, which was amazing. And then one night, I was just like kind of restless. Like I was in bed, ready to go to sleep, but I knew it wasn't going to happen. So I was like, I'll play a game of Underlords, whatever. So I started on the iPad, and then because it's in beta, and for whatever reason, this game doesn't like my iPad. It keeps crashing. Once I got to the late stages, it started crashing, and I kind of cared because I was in the top 3, and I knew I had a legitimate shot to win because of my lineup and the way I was getting RNG and then picking heroes. So I legit, in my boxes, ran to my computer, launched Underlords as quick as I could, and I got back into the game, and then... Yeah, I managed to win the game, and I wouldn't have been able to do that because I needed to re-roll a few times to get like the last hero, like 3-star I needed. So
yeah, it's a good benefit of that.
I really like that a lot. It's just I know I can't really play seriously on my phone. Well, maybe on my phone. I played against bots on my phone and it held stably, so I'm kind of optimistic about that. Although I am on like a 10s, so I would hope so. If
I was
there's
playing
gonna be...
on a 10 and it was fine. Of course, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in that game, so like having it a little bit smaller is like.
Yeah, but like
but the UI is big enough.
But if you get to like round 25, round 30, where you start seeing like 20 characters on the board and all these things going off, that's when it starts getting like hectic on my iPad. So. But yeah, I'm optimistic about the phone, but my iPad just seems to not be able to handle late game right now, that's more on their end. Goes this I mean it's not an iPad Pro by any means, but it's the latest generation regular iPad, which is more than capable of holding up to regular games. But yeah, I'm all back in on auto chess. I don't know why I left it. Every time I go away from it, I don't know, or every time I start playing it, I don't know why I left it.
You said auto chess. You mean Underlords?
Well, the genre of an auto battler.
I'm just making sure that it was that, and not that you're like, are you bouncing back to auto?
Nope. It just the genre of auto battler. I don't know why I left it.
Okay. All right.
Yes, that was 2 weeks ago. I couldn't think of the genre name. Yes, auto battler is what they've been calling it.
Have you tried? Is the League one out?
I think it's still in the same thing as beta. I think it's Teamfight Tactics is what it's called.
Yeah.
No, I'm not trying any others because I've just been so gung-ho. Like, Underlords is so familiar to the actual other one. I've just been sticking with that because I know the meta. And once again, I'm back to, like, whenever a patch drops, I'm, like, reading the notes. I'm like, ooh, what's the new meta? Let me try a Warlock, build this time around and see what that does.
Interesting. How about Dota 2? What's the happening there?
I've just been
in the lead up to
climbing through that jungle, man.
Yeah?
I've been climbing through that jungle. Well, myself. It's fucking Dota, man. It's the same goddamn game that's been there for the last 8 years or whatever. Been watching a lot of Twitch streams.
But it's got those waves for you, right? Like
it does, but like this is the biggest I think I've been into it in forever.
You think?
I mean,
Oh, no,
who are we to deny that?
I'm just saying, like, there were points I feel like that we've got documented where it was just like,
I don't know. He's gotten more and more talking about making an esports team. So
nah, that always happens to build up the TI.
No.
This is the first time he fucking
no, this seemed more serious.
added Phil Spencer on Twitter to try and recruit him on our
Yo,
Dota
if Phil
team.
Spencer wants to join, we're gonna make a fucking TI team.
I'm just saying he didn't do that before.
When we were real into
What's Jack
Splatoon,
Trent
we were
doing?
thinking
Like, I
that.
know, like, I put it out Phil because I feel like he's in tune. You know, he
He's
can
got
do the
some
whole
shit on him.
xCloud
Yeah.
thing. You know,
Yeah,
he could
yeah,
play
yeah.
from remotely.
That's
I
true.
can count on him.
It's true.
But what the fuck is Jackie T doing?
Jackie
Like,
T could be footing the bill. That's the way it could go.
JTF, Team JTF, Jack Trent fucks. That's our
That's pretty good.
Oh, fine.
What's our logo?
Fine, I'm making another
just
team.
the fucking avatar that I have on Xbox.
You get Jack, I'll get Phil, and we'll be the footlong Phillies.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Jackie T's are mid. Oh, I see it now. Jackie T's are mid.
I would shit.
Ben knows video games, so he could be that utility fourth. I can be a fifth he could be that utility 2. I could be a 4 or 5. I feel like I can teach Marc to be a 4 or 5, and you can be my other carry.
I'll hit X and then circle, and then my car will fly through the air.
The thing is, a carry is so easy to play once they're farmed. All you gotta do is just right-click shit and remember to hit an item eventually.
You do know that most of the people who make it to TI don't have jobs or anything to do but play Dota, right?
Wait, what's a 4 or 5?
Just don't. Why do you do that?
There's position, like it's a number. Like 1 or 2 are your carries, 3 is your mid, and 4 or 5 are your supports for those other carries. Or support, and by the time the end of the game comes around, they just become general supports and general carries.
Gotcha.
And 3, the mid is important because they're the ones that usually get levels faster because they're in they're farming by themselves.
Right.
So they can kind of guide you through the mid game while your carries are farming.
Got it.
I see it. I'm envisioning it right now. That's why there's the silence. Anyway, Dota 2. This week has been interesting. The Open qualifiers have happened. The regional qualifiers I think are happening either now or next week. I've just been away from. No, they're gonna happen next week because the finals were yesterday for a lot of the Open qualifiers. So I've been watching a lot of that. There's been a couple streamers that just make random teams of just other streamers, and I've been watching them play because
Fantasy is that
kind of like. The one dude I've been watching a lot, Admiral Bulldog, he's a former TI winner, and he will let you know that on the stream as he's yelling at the opponents, or his own team, whatever one.
Yeah.
But he just made a random stack of like other streamers he's friends with. They got to the quarterfinals, and there was some hacker Russian team that beat them, but then were later disqualified.
Oh, cool.
So
Wow.
that ended that streak. And then one of the guys they're actually playing with formed another team, and he went with another team for the second qualifier, and his friend's team actually made it. They're into the regionals now, so they have a chance to actually qualify for actual
real ass TI.
Yeah. And there was a bet where he made a promise to his viewers if his friend wins actual the real TI, he will suck his dick on stream.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
So that's why I've been watching.
It sounds like you're having a grand time over there.
Hey everyone, be sure to check out the Artifact Twitch streams later.
They did that a month ago, Matt.
Yeah.
But yeah, actual Dota 2 this weekend, or it's Saturday and Sunday, has been going through a rough time. There has been a weird party bug that's been going on where even if you play it by yourself or you pair up with other people, you click play and you find a game, you click play, and it's like, oh, your one of your party mates is in another game, and
that's aggravating.
the thing. And I was like, oh, well, that's for people partying up. So like this morning, I was actually going to play a game before I left, and I was by myself. I solo queued, and it hit me.
Sucks.
Someone in your party's in another game. I'm like looking around the room, like, Victoria, are you playing with me? Like what?
Nothing's happening.
So yeah, that's been something that's been plaguing people that I've been seeing. And Mordecai launched the mode, the game mode for the battle pass that I've been kind of waiting for.
The final.
Yeah. Evidently that's garbage.
Oh.
I have not played it yet myself, but it's just a regular game of Dota with this Mordecai creature kind of popping up to dominate a lane. Which is fine, I guess. Yeah. There's a petition to try to make that mode turbo, which would maybe make it a little bit more of an appeal. Maybe make it like a 20 to 30 minute game instead of a 40 to 50 minute game, which is fine. Because remember, these games are unranked, so like
you're just fucking around anyway.
Yeah, it's just whatever. Yeah. But yeah, it is a PvP mode, which kind of has put some people off because they really like the PvE events for this type of thing. And then also it launched with a bug where one of the heroes, his name is Lifestealer, there is a way to make his gold an infinite amount where he can just buy all the items within 8 minutes and just go off on people. So the entire mode is currently broken.
Yeah, that's a feature. That's not a bug. That
yeah, exactly.
That's not a life stealer. That's a game stealer.
Yeah.
So that is a bug that is, I think at the time of recording, still currently going around.
Cool.
And that launched on Friday night. Man. Yeah. So.
Well, hey, look, it's a holiday weekend.
Yeah, everyone's off.
They're taking
Damn.
Yeah, so that's a mode that's currently broken at launch. And that's been a rough weekend. To someone, I was watching Admiral Bulldog stream, former TI winner, TI3. Sure. And someone gave him a tip and to ask him a question. You know how it reads like on the screen in Twitch or whatever. It's like, what do you think of the Mordecai event? He was like, oh yeah, great game, Valve. Thanks, Gaben. Keep up the good work in a very sarcastic tone. So that's my review.
That's where you sit too.
Of that game. But yeah, I don't know what any other video games are currently, and that's wild. What I've been playing.
Do you see a light in the distance anywhere?
I see the road to TI. I see. I mean, next weekend is the regional qualifiers.
There are no World Cup qualifiers for Asia matches next weekend. There were 6 World Cup qualifiers for Asia matches June 11th, 2019. Guam hammered Bhutan 5-0 on June 11th, 2019. It looks like Sri Lanka. Macau match was...
All right.
I was going to let that keep going.
We're good.
How many voices does Siri have in that one?
It
was like a different Siri and then older Siri came in.
Anyway. August. We got to do this till August?
Maybe. I don't know.
All right, great.
The weird thing is I have $40 like just put aside ready to go for Crash Team Racing, but I can't bring myself to turn on my PlayStation to go to the PlayStation store.
I've had those weeks, man. Or months even, where you're just like,
and then
I got all these things.
My Xbox is just a Twitch machine to go to the Dota channel and pick whatever stream is.
That's all right, because you're probably getting cool Twitch achievements, right?
No, I don't think Twitch has achievements.
Yeah.
It was Mixer. I thought I had the achievements.
No, Twitch has them.
Oh.
Yeah, you got weird shit. Like if you watch...
maybe I'm not getting anything popping.
I only know that because of Overwatch.
I haven't looked into it, but nothing's popped for me yet.
It's probably because you're watching the same streamer.
I go back and forth.
Interesting.
Especially this past weekend. I've been going... Beyond the Summit is a famous Dota. Like, they're like one of those weird... Like, they're going to the regional, like, Smash tournaments or whatever just to broadcast like in an actual event kind of way. They do that, just they pick random like Dota qualifiers and like they just cast it or whatever. They've been Admiral Bulldog. I've been watching. I've been watching a bunch this weekend and nothing's popped.
I don't know what the list is for that, but yeah, there's stuff you can get some.
Yeah, dude, it's.
Mark, tell me something that doesn't involve 3 lanes.
Give him a 3-lane game.
Well, on to you, Joe. No kidding.
Overwatch is the game. Overwatch has 3 pseudo lanes. It really does, though.
So I haven't had internet for like 2 weeks, still ongoing.
Yeah.
At the time of this recording. I did switch my phone
Please
plan.
Send your thoughts and prayers.
Oh yeah, thanks. Retweets, please.
How the hell are you supposed to practice for a Dota tournament?
I know. Just
I'm more upset about that than anything else.
Bots, I guess. Yeah, so I switched my plan over to unlimited for my phone. So instead of keep going over, I had an old ass plan. Like I had it before unlimited came back.
Right.
So I was sharing 10 gigs with my mom.
And
usually that was pretty good because I was usually sharing on Wi-Fi.
So you had a hotspot and everything.
Last month, overage. This one, almost. Had half a gig left. and then we switched, and then the people got to get rid of that month entirely with this plan's bill instead. So that kind of just took over. So the overage thing doesn't really matter anymore. So that's cool. So I've been struggling with that. So my Switch has been my best friend.
Hell yeah.
Because my Xbox, haven't been wanting to do much. Because I can't.
Yeah.
You can though.
I can, but there wasn't anything in particular that I wanted to play.
I'm just saying, I have a dear friend that hotspotted his PlayStation for the longest time.
Yeah, I haven't tried
until he met that soft cap.
Yeah.
Even though you have unlimited, it's only like 30 gigs or so. That's high
Right.
speed, and then you get that 2G bullshit popped in. He was done.
Yeah, I haven't tried hotspotting yet, but I know like my unlimited plan is like the lowest of the unlimiteds, so it's like it's already not great being in the basement.
No, man.
So I'm curious to see how that might go. But yeah, thankfully Breath of the Wild doesn't need online
Hell no.
to play, so that's mostly been my week because I neglected it last time. It was Cadence of Hyrule mostly. And
Now you're on the other side of Hyrule.
Yep, switching it around.
Instead of dancing around, you're actually running around. I get it.
Yeah.
So where are we at?
Okay, I made it to Zora's Domain.
All right.
Finally.
Is that the first one you did?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's the first one again. But before
That's
this...
the water one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But before that, I was doing a lot of exploring around between Kakariko and...
Hateno?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And anywhere in between there. I was trying to get the memory thing done so you can get the blue tunic.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just get any memory, just whatever. But I knew the easiest one is like surrounded by a bunch of water. It's kind of not a swamp area, but there are patches of land within the water. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There's a big rock golem boss there.
Yeah,
I think.
Okay.
That one is the easiest to collect, but I forgot exactly where it was at, and I somehow ended up in Hyrule Castle.
Awesome. Matt style.
Because I misjudged the picture, and I went in beyond the walls. I made it to the front door, and it triggered the cutscene.
Yep.
I was like,
Oh.
I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I should
Oh,
not.
you could be. You definitely could be.
No, I mean, yeah, I could be. It's been a bitch. But
Yeah.
going past all those different sentinels and everything. So I finally made it back out.
Why would you do that? You
'cause-
could have beat the
'cause-
game, Mark.
Because I
With
didn't
the
want to.
stick and a few bombs.
Could you not have fast traveled out?
No, once you
Well,
initiate
okay,
that
the thing-
scene.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I did walk back out
Yeah,
easily, but my memory was right on the other side of the wall.
I
I mistook the picture that's in the Hyrule, like right outside of
gotcha.
the castle walls.
Oh, so it's actually in Hyrule. But,
Yeah.
Oh, I got.
So I
see what
went
you're
in a
saying.
little too far. I misjudged the picture, and I was like, "Oh shit! I don't see any pillars hanging around the centerpiece."
Right.
So it's like raining. Sentinels are trying to chase me. I'm like hiding under a bridge while they're walking around, and it's at nighttime. And I see a treasure chest. I'm like, "Oh, it's one of those extra DLC ones." I got Phantom armor.
Yeah,
but the
that's
chest piece. I was like, I wasn't even trying to look for it. I was
No,
just
but
hiding. I just happened to be on top of it. I was like, oh, cool.
That's funny.
I
Did
like
you find
that.
the other pieces after that? Because they should be.
I haven't.
near-ish.
I didn't try looking around right there because I just want to get the memory and get out.
Well, yeah, with all the sentinels. When you got all, I know that
Yeah.
feeling when they're just you see all the red reticles coming at you. You're like, oh,
Yeah, so I
dun-dun-dun.
got the memory, got the tunic, felt better, went to the Great Fairy and upgraded everything, and then finally started heading towards the Zora area. But then, getting shrines along the way, scanning my amiibos for whatever, and like one of the shrines really pissed me off. It was kind of like a golf course. I don't know if you've ever done this one.
I did all the
Where, like-
shrines, and there were
Where,
many
like, you
of them I
hit
did not enjoy.
Orb comes down, stasis, hit it, and he has to launch across
yeah,
water
fuck
into a
that
hole,
one.
and like the camera
Yep.
changes when it
Yep,
does it.
Yep.
I did the first one, but there's that extra second one you can do. You can go behind the old crypt dude,
Yes.
and go down an elevator. There's an extra thing. I broke all my weapons trying to do it,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, I think you can go back and redo it later. I think you can just re-enter a shrine, right? Like,
You should be able to. I think.
because once you get to the end, it'll just teleport automatically.
Yeah.
So I'll probably do it later. But I had a lot of good weapons saved up, and I wasted it all on that. I overshot it a couple times. Whatever.
No, I hated that one. I don't even remember how. There were a lot of shrines that I did them because I wanted to check them off the list, but they were not fun. Like I would say half of them were just like stuff that I just. Ugh.
So I started scanning like my Zelda amiibos to see if I get any more like weapons or costume pieces. Nothing really. And then I forgot I had ordered this custom amiibo card from Etsy where it's Animal Crossing but dressed up like Link. Oh. So it has Smash Link's amiibo chip inside of it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, let me do this. And I scanned it, got Epona.
Nice.
I was like,
yeah.
All right, cool. Bad part is, I did it on the way to Zora's Domain.
Where were you when you did it?
Like,
you remember exactly where?
Yes.
I'm just curious because
it was kind of by. I mean, obviously it's raining the entire time, but like 2 times you have to cross rock bridges.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so I'm like after that up the hill, and then poof, Epona. I'm like, all right, crap. I gotta walk you back. I don't have a saddle. You're not registered. I can't lose you here. I gotta take you. So it doesn't like going across the rock bridges because it's another ledge. So you have to like kind of like glitch it and like strafe onto it. But then it wouldn't do it the second time. So I had to make him fall into the water and started swimming. I was like, oh, you're gonna die, aren't you? There's a waterfall up ahead. Please don't die. So I just like swam with him. It was just a short drop. So nothing. He lived. And then, or wait, I think Epona's a girl.
Yeah,
she lived. And then I'd start traversing all the way back until the closest stable I could find. And it's hard because I don't have the towers registered for that, so I don't see anything.
Oh man!
So I just remember just from memory just where to go.
Yeah.
And thankfully it wasn't that far. So yeah, registered Epona. She's safe. She's boarded. She's staying there.
So
Strandley is still in Kakariko chilling.
Yeah.
Sorry, Strandley.
Hey,
something better came along.
That's what happens. Are you? Did you get into after you got Epona boarded? Did you get back into where the elephant is?
Yes, I actually made it into the domain.
All right. So before you go into the elephant, there's like some ice in that area or something like that. Am I misremembering or something?
Ice?
You got to get on that water to like go around and get into the elephant, right? Don't you have to ride the Zora's back or some shit?
Yeah, I haven't done that.
Or is that after you get out?
No, like first, like the machine's attacking you, and you're riding on the prince's back.
Yeah,
shooting. I forgot what you do before that, but after that is when you actually do the dungeon.
Okay, well, right before you get in, when you're basically there and you can't really go anywhere else, is when I first had Epona drop in.
Oh,
and I was like, oh wait, isn't this the thing you can't get again? There was literally nowhere.
You can get it.
Yeah, and I ended up getting it.
Why would you scan it there?
Because it's random. You're not gonna. It's not guaranteed Epona.
Yeah.
But why would you scan an amiibo to try to get it?
I wasn't trying to get it. I think
You were just trying to get like a random piece of whatever.
I think it was just like
it just happened to be Epona.
Like a random day or the random time of the day, and I was like, oh right, I can scan all this amiibo and get like like I wasn't even thinking. It was just like.
Though
whatever, or maybe I was low on health and I was like, I'm gonna give me some free fish. One or the other.
Wait, which do you remember which amiibo you scanned?
Oh, it was definitely the Smash one.
Okay.
Because I don't think I had any Zelda ones.
Because sorry, you don't have the Rider amiibo, do you? Because I think that one gives you a horse guaranteed, like no matter what.
Yeah. I think you only get Epona from the Smash one.
Yeah, because it's going to be the Twilight Princess version of Epona, right. So you're going to get it from that. Yeah.
So. I watched the Breath of the Wild speed run from Summer Games Done Quick last week. And now I want to go back to that game with some cool ass. Dude, all right.
I want to try shield hopping.
Shield hopping seems wild and like way too much. I could probably get there.
It looks easy enough to do.
Yeah.
But I think it's you just hop on the Bokoblin, pause, unpause, and then you just...
That's fucking nuts. That is... You like, as you're falling, you have to...
Though I did,
it literally just like, boom.
There was the one shrine where it's just a bunch of balls going down a ramp of water, and you have to use the ice blocks to like kind of stop. I got on top of a ledge with the ice block, climbed up, got the treasure chest, but then I saw right above the treasure chest, it's like you can jump, but not enough to make it onto the ledge where you can just walk all the way up like a scaffolding or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. Why can't I just climb? Just climb. Link can't climb in shrines. That's what it is.
Yep.
But due to a little shield flip,
You can do the
made it on there. I was like, oh,
The dope.
exploit.
The one thing I really liked with the speed run that blew my mind, shooting an arrow with stasis. So you get anything.
Yeah, I tried doing that with the whole mini golf thing.
Yeah,
it didn't work.
You do
for me.
stasis, and you beat the shit out of it,
Mm-hmm.
and then you pull the arrow right at the final second in the direction that you want it to go, and done.
See, I would just shoot the object itself. I would never shoot a direction.
Like,
because I
this
guess
was-
you have to be right up on it. Don't
This
you?
was a lot of it where they'd get right up on it and then get
So it doesn't
under
matter
it.
where you're aiming. Oh, getting under. That
Get,
was that was
get
another
under
problem.
it and shoot up at a corner, and
Yeah,
it
I
would
wasn't
send
under.
it off in this, 45 or not even like a fucking almost 90-degree angle
Yeah.
from the ground. It was crazy.
like the cartoon I sent you.
Yeah, exactly.
You
It
know,
was,
yeah.
and some of the stuff they did to like get to Ganon as quickly as possible and get through all of the blight. Oh man, it's so fucking cool.
Yeah, so like me triggering the high roll doors, the gate, that doesn't stop me from
No.
fighting the.
I did the same thing.
dungeon stuff. Okay.
Because I accidentally went in through like a back bottom door or
Yeah.
something way before I don't even think I had known what the bird dude was at that point.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
so now like I figured that was a good stopping point before doing all that heavy stuff and trying to get a picture of the Lionel before he kills me. That's a fun quest to do again.
Yeah.
Part of me was like, I probably shouldn't have started over. I should have just taken my character and just left Hyrule
Do you still have your
Castle.
old saves?
Nah, there were so many auto saves that it just took it out.
Shit.
So I was like, all right, well, I'm in it now.
Yeah.
That's fine. So I'm having fun with it, just taking my time, just not trying to get like. I am kind of like pushing myself along at this point, but at the same time, it's like I should probably try to do more towers more than anything, because not seeing the map is
Aggravating.
yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Had you had the entire map completed in your old save? You remember?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know I didn't have. I mean, because not every tower in one area will. You just need one tower in an area to complete that part of the map, right? You don't need all of them in that area.
Yeah. It's like
So, because I don't think I got every tower, but I know I completed the map. If that makes sense, right? Is that how it works?
I think you do need a tower to get the area.
I don't know now.
Maybe if
Maybe
you just
I
wander.
did. Maybe I did get them all.
I can't remember.
Because there's not that many, right? Like,
It's been almost 3 years at this point, or
Mhm.
maybe not almost 3 years. It's been 2 years, but yeah, I can't remember anymore.
yeah, enjoying it.
Yeah, playing Breath of the Wild got me back like in the Zelda frame of mind, and I ended up playing a bunch of Oracle of Ages this week.
Is that the one with the harp?
Shit.
You go
Yes.
like you go between the past and
Yes.
present.
Yeah. Ages. That's the one that's more traditional Zelda, right?
It has tougher puzzles.
But there's Ages was one of them, and one of them is more.
Seasons is more of like a pseudo love letter to the first game, where it has some of the same bosses,
Oh shit.
and
That's the one I wanted.
that
Fuck.
one is like somewhat easier.
Okay.
But if you want to go chronologically,
Yeah.
Ages would be first, then Seasons,
All right. Well, that's the one I'm
and then
playing.
Seasons leads into Link's Awakening.
Hmm.
Oh no, first Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
I think I can't remember. It doesn't matter
Let me
now.
grab my Hyrule Storybook.
Yeah,
I
Breath of the Wild retcon all of it. Don't worry about it.
But no, it's been fun playing a traditional ass Zelda again. Some of it's a little agitating, but
Yeah. What you're playing it's pretty challenging.
yeah, I'm in the middle of a boss fight. I think it's the second dungeon, which is cool to have dungeons again. Like you kind of forget after Breath of the Wild that like dungeons were such a crucial part of that. Which I'm really excited to see what can happen in the future. Like take the Breath of the Wild physics and give us a more traditional Zelda game or something. I don't know if I really want more traditional at this point, but just that kind of more. Like the shrines are just like these puzzle rooms that aren't dungeons.
Yeah, and like at this current moment, I'm accepting that. I'm like, all right, that's fine. Let's just do a little puzzle. Why not?
which they
Whatever.
were not all of them were like frustrating. Some of them were actually like clever, and you feel good when you figure it out. But
Yeah.
there's something to being in this like you walk into a room and every room is a puzzle that you need to solve to get to the next one before you know.
Like I want to explore more like themed and areas, like maybe like a sky palace in the clouds, or like a catacombs of just.
And there's
death,
definitely
you know?
like that, like, hey, you guys went too far and this is all there is. But I'm enjoying. It's like I get bombs for the first time. I'm like, oh shit, okay, I know what's happening here. And like I walk in another room. Okay, I gotta bomb this thing. Or like you just kind of know what the layout is. But even though you know it, you don't know how it's gonna play out. And then the boss fight I'm in now, you need to throw bombs into this dude's like top that opens up. He's like a floating head that's rotates between pink or like a reddish, purple,
I think I remember this.
green and blue face. He's like a four-sided face.
Oh, okay.
And as he spins, you need to throw it. You need to time it right so it falls in on the red. You have to do that so many times, but he gets faster each rotation. Every time you like successfully get a hit, and his top will close off, so you can't always drop it in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like like I think the biggest annoyance with Ages would be where you're allowed to time travel.
Yeah, you've got to go find the specific ass portals, and
there's not that many, at least at first. I think later you're able to like be more. You learn more songs, I think, to help you do it a little easier.
Well, it's very guided. Like it's kind of the opposite
like
of Breath of the Wild, where Breath of the Wild,
I was like kind of like Link to the Past with like the mirror.
Yeah,
it kind of does that.
It's fully that, but it's that hand holding piece of Zelda where you're not set free like you were in the first or in the most recent, but every Zelda in between was always just like this guided experience that was kind of like, if you don't know where to go, it's okay, because anyone you talk to is going to give you some sort of not so subtle hint about the next step.
Yeah.
Seemingly everyone in this village or town knows everything about your journey, even when you don't, which is...
Because the cool thing about seasons was that all you had to do was find a tree stump, and in whatever season you had unlocked, you were just able to switch the season automatically, and that would change the entire land and how you traverse.
Yeah. That's neat.
Yeah,
is it still the same kind of map as Ages, or totally different map?
I think it's mostly similar.
Interesting.
Mostly. I could be wrong. I know that tower isn't in Seasons.
Oh, yeah, the big,
It's like a big spiraling tower,
I
lean forward.
No, I like the little non-dungeon things. The two that I played in Breath of the Wild.
Oh, those.
I like you guys kind of. That's why I kind of stopped from talking a little bit. But I like those, not the shrines per se, but the
divine
animal.
Beasts.
Yeah.
Those were cool.
It wasn't a dungeon per se, but it was a grandmaster puzzle.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
I agree, though. The puzzle aspect of it, I absolutely enjoyed. Aesthetically, got very stale very quick.
Yeah, the aesthetics for me, I think was the part.
That was it.
Like, I don't need a shadow temple, a forest temple, like straight up Ocarina shit. But I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with it too. But I do want some sort of variance, because it was very much like the same kind of like architecture on the inside. But the puzzles were neat each time.
Yeah, I think it was just like too much Sheikah going on with that game.
It was a lot of that.
It definitely took the forefront
for sure.
No, but yeah, I always humbly welcome puzzles.
Yes.
But other than that, Teppen.
Oh boy, you want to do that?
No, it's a Band-Aid.
All right. I played some Teppen as well.
Yeah. This was exciting from a distance.
2 weeks ago when we first saw art, and it was like, you're doing what? And now
Joe wanted that. You said you wanted that card game to play on a tablet with that had some cool characters or something.
I did say that, didn't I?
Capcom was doing a thing.
Oh, this.
Yeah.
God, I know what this is. No, that YouTube app I've been watching DOTA videos. Got it.
Like, I couldn't even find it in the store. I had to find a link somebody posted instead.
But it has dynamic animations. It says it.
Okay, so the art in this game is beautiful.
Art's great.
The story
Art's real
is
good.
a little whatever.
The story's fine. It's a bad Street Fighter story. Like, everyone. I've only done Ryu's and Morgan's.
I did Mega Man's after Ryu.
But yeah, they're all just like very generic ass, like it's what you'd expect. But I don't know. So it's a card battle game featuring Capcom's stable of characters, and there's a whole heck of a lot of them. There's an emphasis on deck building. However, I don't feel inclined to build a deck. Like, there's no incentive for me to do so.
I still don't quite get what I'm doing, but at the same time, I'm still winning.
Yeah, which I feel like it's still very tutorialized.
Did you all see that Dragon Ball action game or
The
whatever?
action RPG.
No, not
Project
the
Kakarot?
No, the
Oh.
one on your
Oh.
phone.
Oh, they do have like a card game.
Yeah, I actually messed around with that. And it's been a few weeks ago. I played like 2 battles, but yeah, it was. I kind of got the same feeling.
That
like, I
game
don't-
is very hand-holdy.
Yeah.
Very tutorial.
Yeah.
Like it is not like I actually uninstalled it mid-tutorial.
Which I assume the point of this game is the single player stuff you're playing against bots is just you learning the basics of the game. The real game is PvP.
This one doesn't really tell you much either. It does like a little bit,
Yeah.
and you're just like, yeah, fucking. I guess.
Here's
Look,
Ryu.
hey, if this card is highlighted, I guess you can use it.
Yeah, you kind of get it. Like, well, there's a shape thing too, right? So
Yeah.
the actual game itself, and it's been a couple days since I fucked around with it, but so correct me if I'm wrong, but it's 3 lanes.
Ah! Yeah. Got him.
Left side, right side, right?
Yeah.
3 slots for cards.
Yeah.
Um,
And there's like a gauge at the bottom,
yeah, and they're
like a meter you can
you're
build up.
kind of like slowly building your meter, and when you have enough to spend a card, you can put it into play, and it'll slowly just keep ticking up.
It's like this action card, but from what they were telling me, it looks like you can, if you both sides have enough action cards, you can keep taking turns throwing down action cards, and that like affects
That-
the stats of what you have down.
Yeah.
And then after the timer goes up, when you're out of cards to do, it will start registering all that, and then
Which-
it will change your attack and shield, like numbers.
Yeah, it like adds on to your character cards that are in play. But
Yeah.
and the character cards you can denote at the bottom which are which because there's like a pointed shape versus a rounded shape.
Mm-hmm. And that's like pretty much it. And then like, because once you place down a character that can attack, you see this little stream go across the screen ever so slowly. It's just like an
Yeah.
arrow.
Yeah, yours is blue.
And
theirs
if
is
they're
red.
not if they don't have a character that can take the hit, then it hits their HP.
Which you get a little bit of that like kind of any traditional card game. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I've got 3 attack and 2 defense, and they've got 1 and 2, so I'm gonna win this one.
It was just very slow,
Super slow.
and it just didn't make it fun for me to watch.
Slower than Artifact?
I think the problem is it's both players are playing simultaneously. So, when you take your turn, you're in a traditional card game, you're kind of like,
Bounce back and forth.
yeah, you're like, okay, here's my play. And then
Yeah.
you might take a minute, but in that minute, you're constantly thinking, what am I going to do next? How am I going to interact with
What are
the
your
cards in my
next 3
hand? Like,
moves if this happens?
right, you kind of have that going. This, at least in the tutorial phase, in the early phases, it's like, okay, well, I have an empty slot, so I'm going to put this card there. And then they're also doing the same thing, and then you're just waiting on the lines to connect to see if you hit them first. Like, it's just like, or if your meter refills first. Like, it's just like a waiting game.
Yeah.
Which, again, I think higher play, I think a little bit deeper in, you could probably get there, but
But yeah, but like the cards don't do too much versus what your character's special trait is that can affect your cards. Like Mega Man just he has like a heart.
Mhm.
It's like covered in rock. It's like one of those health upgrades for Mega Man X. He just breaks it open and like adds more shield to your characters. And it's just like okay. I mean, it's fine.
it's
but
still on my phone, but I'm not completely.
I just think we're in the middle of that trend right now, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like
was
a year
just
or 2 ago was the
very
MOBA
strange.
trend,
Yeah.
and we're actually seeing Blizzard kind of bow out of that now. But like the card game is the next one.
Yeah.
Where I'm shocked that Square Enix doesn't have one, or do they with Final Fantasy?
I mean, they have a physical card game that's pretty much a Japan exclusive, but
they should bring the mini game from 8
yeah.
as like a straight up just phone game.
Yeah.
What they should do is try to invent the way to make Blitzball a weird thing, a real thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that will become the Titus of Blitzball in real life.
In real life. All
Yeah.
right. All right.
Let's somehow make a spherical orb.
What was the
Yeah.
music in that game? Was that Power Man 5000?
Ba-da-da-bum,
It could have been.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
If it wasn't, it should have been. Let's
It was
put
like
that way.
I don't know.
I don't know what it is, but I have it downloaded on my Apple Music now.
It was in
that's-
the intro scene for that, or like cutscene or whatever.
I
It
never
was
played
like,
10, but I know the music.
Oh, you're talking about the Xander kit when everything was falling apart.
And he was playing Blitzball during that, right?
Yeah, yes, he was
You know,
playing.
the famous upside down drop. like,
Yeah,
kick,
and then,
whatever.
but yeah, he was playing Blitzball, but
it was some like Rob
Xander
Zombie
kit
music
was
going on.
falling apart. Yes,
Yeah.
that's the very early one. Yes,
I need to know that.
that's not the Blitzball music. The actual
Oh,
Blitzball music.
That should be Blitzball music. Clearly I
So
didn't
yeah,
play 10.
Teppen is a thing you could do, I guess.
Yeah, it's I'd rather play Pokemon.
You're all doing this trading card shit, and then in a year or 2, we're all going to see the Capcom Auto Battler.
Maybe.
You shake your head
Maybe.
now, but Hearthstone, Gwent.
I still
Yep.
want to try Gwent. I don't know why. I just do.
There's a card game. There's probably more lanes in Dota than there actually are players in Artifact. So.
That wasn't me, right? Is that you?
Ooh. Must have splashed. That's fine.
A little splashy splash.
I was
I
like,
didn't
I don't think it
realize
was. The trajectory is coming.
The trajectory. Yeah, the evidence points to
Yeah.
that.
I have a water splatter analysis.
The,
I
yeah,
didn't realize that.
the splat pattern there.
My Switch would be fine. Breaks,
Um,
yeah, I'm not using it anyway, so.
yeah, the
I'm not worried about I'm more worried about the magazine than my phone.
It's fine. It's just a little bit on the side. Epona's
I'm actually probably more worried about this than my
outside
phone,
of
too.
Teppen,
That's-
having my 3DS popped open,
Oh, yeah, spear.
I ended up looking through what I had on it and forgot that I eons ago had, or should I say millennia ago, had installed the demo for Etrian Odyssey, Untold Millennium Girl. I think that's what the full title is. I don't.
Fuck.
It's all right. It's a quasi remake.
Yeah, you can't write TM for this one.
Quasi remake of the original Etrian Odyssey that came out on DS, which
There's a lot.
I know there's a few spin-off games and there's 5 core Etrian Odyssey
And they're
titles.
all on DS.
All on DS, and when I explain how the gameplay works, you will know why they are only on DS. The top part of the top screen in your DS is first-person, old-school dungeon crawler.
Okay.
With your D-pad, you push up and you walk up. You push right and you turn right to face a different direction in the dungeon, and you're constantly doing that. The bottom screen is a map screen that is empty. And as you take a
You're
step,
filling it out. Yeah.
you're filling it out. And not like, so as you take a step, it'll like color in green to a square, but then you need to draw in the walls of where you just walked. And then you're adding little markers. So you get it, or you're walking along in the path and you find a treasure chest. Maybe you can't reach the chest, but you see it, so you mark a chest for next time. Or maybe you find, because a lot of these dungeons, from what I gather, and again, I'm just playing the demo, but a lot of the dungeons, you can't get to a certain point yet. Like, clearly I'm going to get some power or something, but it seems like you're encouraged to revisit the dungeons, especially like the one I was playing through more recently. I got like pretty deep into the dungeon,
Yeah.
but I was like way fucked up. Like, yo, we got to go heal and save and get the fuck out of here. Like, there's big monsters I'm clearly not equipped to face quite yet. And they have like fast travel points once you get a certain depth into the dungeon. But like, as soon as I stepped down a level, it was like one of my party members was like, no. We're going to get fucked up if we take another step. We got to go. And I was like, okay. But
Damn.
even like the floor above, I was getting kind of fucked up. So
This
I
is,
think the
like-
idea is you keep going through.
And it's very like anime looking too, right? Like this
Yeah.
dark style with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that kind of chibi characters. I've seen some of the arts from some of the other games, and there's some varied clad folk. I'll let you discover on your own. It's one of those reminders that Japan has a different
Style.
I was gonna
Aesthetic?
say
Culture?
Taste?
Culture's along the right line. You know, let's say
A
age,
different expectation.
age appropriateness of sexuality. We'll put it in that regard.
Yep.
Some of the characters look very young and are dressed very not young. Put it that way.
Fire Emblem does it too.
Yeah, it gets censored by the time it comes over here. Etrian Odyssey, not so much.
Well, region free
Means Mother 3.
No,
Yeah, I mean, just playing through the demo, which I'm not the demo. I've already put like several hours. They let you fuck that demo up pretty good.
Nice.
Dot
Dot hack
Well, you
style.
fuck other things too, right?
TBD. Only a few hours in. From what I gather, just in like some very loose light research, the game is long, like
Well, as expected.
hours, and because it's the 3DS and no one cares anymore, most of those games are $20.
Yeah, I remember like when I was working at GameStop, I'd always be like stocking like those games. It got to a point where they took up almost an entire shelf of just Etrian Odyssey games. I was like, holy shit. I guess this game's doing good. It's because there's like 8 or something.
They're really cool. From this one I played, I know like one of the spin-offs, because it's an Atlas game, one of the spin-offs is a Persona tie-in.
Yeah.
Or rather, it's like a Persona game that is straight up pulling the mechanics from this, but with chibi-ass Persona characters.
Is that the Q games?
I think the Q ones are the ones now.
Okay.
I think that's the... I could be totally wrong.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them I got lost in.
Already kind of mixed the cast together and...
Yeah, I think it's like 3 and 4 are in one, and then like 4 and 5 are in this newest one, maybe or something like that.
I don't even know.
But generally speaking, it's like a really intense RPG, where building your party really matters, right? So in this, from what I can tell, the Millennium Girl or Untold or whatever the fuck it is, it's the remake of the first one. You're kind of given there's 2 modes. There's a story, and then there's another mode I can't remember the name of, and you can't try it in the demo either way. The story one, you're kind of given 5 party members, including yourself. The other one, I believe you're building your party from scratch, which that seems like the real challenge part, because you could, not unlike like OG Final Fantasy 1, you could build a fucking stupid party and get yourself into trouble.
For white mages.
Yeah, fucking good luck. Where this one, the story at least, like kind of gives you, here's clearly your healer, here's your tank, here's your whatever.
Do you make your protagonist?
No, just got some dude, bless you. I might have a different...
Bless you.
Thank you.
There might be a different option in like the full game, but from what I...
Okay, and it was like, are you male or female? And then here's your stats. You
option.
can customize your stats.
No, I got like a...
He got Titus.
Yeah, he's just some dude with a muscle shirt. That's basically it. So that's been a fun little... Hey, I'm going to bed. I'm going to do a dungeon real quick. And then just knock out a floor of a dungeon, draw on the little thing. I think there's something like cathartic about building your map.
Yeah, I've noticed this is like the 3rd one you've played, I think, recently.
Huh.
Of a dungeon crawler, right?
I've been creeping on them. Yeah.
Because I know you did Phantasy Star.
Did Phantasy Star for a bit. This one...
But like super old school, too.
Yeah, there was one I was fucking around with from Itch that was like a first-person thing like that. Like there's...
Corey in the House is just sitting there ready to be played.
Dude, if that's a dungeon crawler...
It might be, I don't know. Have you tried it? Exactly. Exactly.
I know.
Wait, what is it?
Corey in the House.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best Christmas gift ever.
Crawl through the White House.
Yeah. And then I did not, sadly, have much time for Bloodstain this week. I played a little bit more after we had recorded, but not much since then. But I did spend some more time with Super Mario Maker 2. I toyed a little bit, and when I say a little bit, I mean like 5 minutes with the controller creation again, just to see like, should I be in like, I think if you didn't play a lot of the Wii U version of Super Mario Maker 1, you could probably get accustomed to the creation here, but I ended up spending $15 and getting a teeny stylus, and
like I'll probably get a stylus anyway because I just got the game, but I don't think I'll have a problem with just like Pro Controller and using wheels for everything. But I can see in cases where I would definitely want to use a stylus and draw something. The
stuff for me that's been best for making levels, which I haven't completed a level since my first give Fred Durst a stylus level. But all the ones I've done have been just me lying on the couch with a stylus with the Switch in my hand and then popping it into the dock to play test. Like that's been fun, like in and out. Like I'm not always popping it into the dock, but like when I'm like fully done with a level or nearing it, or I get a good chunk done, I'm like, all right, what's this look like real big? Which has been neat. But I went a little bit further with the story mode because that seems like a good way to kind of introduce you to different mechanics, but also inspire you a bit to try different combinations of things. And there's certainly a lot of things in there where I'm like, oh, I didn't think to do that. Which you do get sometimes from people's levels, but often with people's levels, as they're kind of randomly thrown at you, you're getting, it's not always the most polished, right? Like there's stuff where it's like, oh, that's cool, but I would have done it like this. Where the Nintendo stuff is like, oh, it's always kind of like, a neat.
Well, that's
little...
what they said in that direct about the story mode. It wasn't like a story. I think it was a story mode, but it was never meant to be like this. Oh, well, these are challenger levels. It was meant to.
Well, some of them are like they will fuck
Invoke
you up,
creativity.
but
Yeah,
but
exactly.
yeah, it's definitely what it is, as opposed to like the, you're playing that like I forget what it's called now. The last one was like 100 Mario mode or whatever, but the one where you're just kind of playing through an endless run of people's random levels being spit at you. Like some of them you're like, that's really neat, but a majority of them you're like, what do I say? All right, let's get through this without dying. Like that's.
Oh, they did this to get a trophy. Oh wait, never mind.
But I like Super Mario Maker a lot, and I ended up spending my other voucher on Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Does it have a tutorial?
What?
Super Mario Maker 2 does have a tutorial.
It has a damn good tutorial, but no, not the forced one. None of it's forced. You don't need
So
to
I can launch it.
Launch
right,
it and
right
do
into the main menu.
That's what I did. When I launched the game, I went right in, started making shit.
I haven't touched it yet. I just downloaded it, so just
All right, that's
it literally pops up with the Super
Great.
Mario Maker 2.
Go to make, right?
Yeah,
Don't
and
need to go to make. Just go write the story. That's all I need. Yeah.
you could do that too.
Oh wait, it asks you.
all
you
right,
would
that's
want one.
fine.
Yeah.
And some of you will hit sure, and
but
I
you
will
don't.
hit not now.
You do
and-
not have to do the thing from the last game where there's like a fucking 10 days real time before you unlock. Like everything you want is there.
Yeah.
They do hold back a couple of things. Like you'll get
Isn't nighttime?
nighttime's one of the ones where
Yeah.
you do something to trigger it to be permanent.
That's fine.
Like,
But,
there's some of
I
those
just
that
don't
are
wanna
hidden
launch
Easter eggs.
this game not wanting to make levels. I just want to play them.
Yeah.
But being forced to
No, all that's
make
gone.
a level. Like
There's a lot that was streamlined in this process of like so much. I think a lot more thought went into that, and the tutorial too. It's cool. Like as I went through, because I was curious one night, and I was like, let me see what they're doing. And when you jump into it, like there's stuff about like not just Mario Maker design, but game design, and it's like talking to you about like what do you want your player to experience, or what do you want your player to feel. Like think about those things, and it's telling you that like, if you just do a challenge for a challenge sake, you're not going to teach the player anything, or the player's not going to want to play. It was like insightful things like that were surprising. I didn't expect.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then if you want a little bit of further inspiration outside of just the stuff that's in the game or other people's levels, the Nintendo Power podcast, the most recent episode, just interviewed Morgan and Eric from Treehouse, who were behind all of the levels at both of the Super Mario Maker tournaments, the Nintendo like World Championship ones. And both of them made a lot of those and gave a lot of insight into what goes into their minds making a Mario Maker level that like made me come home and be like, oh, I'm going to try one of those or try those things out. I'll give you a tip that they gave on that I really appreciated when I returned to making. Click in the left stick to zoom in and out of your view. So as you're making, you can click both sticks to zoom out.
Shit.
Yep. Oh, right, because you're... Yeah.
Oh, wait, Pro Controller. We're fine.
Yeah.
We're fine.
But I was getting real frustrated because like I'd go to... I wanted to see like, how does what I'm making on this screen look in the grand scheme of things and whatever, and it just didn't work.
I'm not using it. Take it.
Thank you.
That was a good one. And then what was the other? Oh, if you hit select, it just drops you in wherever Mario is standing. But if you want to play your level from the beginning while you're creating it, press and hold select.
Oh,
And it'll always start you at the beginning of the stage, which is a nice little...
neat.
It's all those little like weird smartphone things. Like
Yeah.
and just, if you would press hard here or long press here,
You'll get this thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of that's in the tutorials with the little pigeon, but I didn't do... There's a lot of tutorials, so if you
More
really
than MK?
want to... Yeah, probably.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And
As long as MK's tutorials, because each one was about like 2 minutes. So.
shorter than that, I'd say.
All right.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot, but short chunks.
I think. Yeah, some of them, because, like, it's basically the little pigeon talking to...
Do you have to do them in order?
Probably not, but I haven't tried to go out of order.
Because I get the
They
idea.
give you a
basic.
list, and you
Okay.
can, like, click on the... Yeah.
And because
no, yes.
I get the idea of a basic Mario level, right? But like if I was scrolling through, it was like, oh, pipe design. Like, oh, well,
I think
let me see
you
what
could
they,
jump. You could jump down for sure. Yep.
Marc's on the case. That seems like I can scroll.
What is it? Beginner,
wherever.
intermediate, advanced.
Yeah.
And there's like 15 or 16.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely more than MK. I just don't know how long they are. All right. Well, yeah, that's cool. But like, that's the thing, right? Like when I got Mario Maker the first time, or when I kind of convinced my sister to get Mario, or she more or less wanted a Wii U for whatever reason, but she got the Mario Maker one. I just wanted to play the levels. Like I had no interest because one, I was not sharing them with anyone. I got that Wii U before I met either you two, and then I just wanted to play, and I got locked in this stupid tutorial. I was like, this is not fun. Like I don't want to make a level. Like I know what a Mario level looks like. I'm not interested in making it.
Like I remember leading up to that, I bought, or I think I had already had, but I had a pad of graph paper, and I had drawn out like stage ideas that I wanted, right? And I was so excited for the game to come out, and the first thing I was like, "That's the first thing I'm going to do." And it prompted up, and it was like, "Build this fucking." And I was like, "No, I already drew it. I want to make my thing in the game.
I want to make my game."
Yeah, but now, like, it popped out tutorial. I guess I would still be frustrated, but like, I have a reason now to maybe make it, so that way, we can just fuck each other over in Mario levels. But like,
yeah,
I play Mario to play Mario. I'm not the creative type. I
get that.
My weird creative thing goes into another series we do here on the website, but that's it. That's the extent of it.
But no, yeah, I'm happy to report none of that's there.
That's cool.
So that was about like what, a minute, 2 minutes right there.
Sure,
that's how long that tutorial.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
They're good, and you can kind of click to get through the text fast. Like I feel like they speak slower than I read. So
yeah, and then they have a whole separate tutorial on just Mario's moves depending on which game.
And the cool thing about the Mario's moves thing is if you're in the middle of any level, you hit start and you can hit the Mario's moves things and it'll pop up, because there's stuff in like 3D World where I was like, you can do fucking what?
I mean, that's not far removed from Odyssey. Odyssey had like a list of all that bullshit.
It seems like it's pulled right from that and put into this.
Oh, wait, you said clicking left stick before?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, that one's fine. The right stick was the bad one.
Yeah, as you're making, I think left stick will do like an auto whatever, but I think you can do the toggle through views with your left stick.
Okay. Cool.
So, well, we're gonna take a break, I think, unless you guys just want to power through news. 'Cause I don't think there's not a ton of news, but we'll go ahead and take a quick hot break just to change lanes here. Get you out there and listen to land.
Let's go gank.
Yeah, we're gonna gank
Gank the bottom.
ourselves into a news section. We'll be right back. I forgot a thing about Super Mario Maker 2 that has been cracking me the fuck up. This is a 2 for 2. 2 weeks in a row where we come back from news and I'm still talking about shit from before. But I forgot.
Yes, I noticed.
Every time you talk to Toad in that game, in the story part, it reminds me of Freddy Got Fingered. Because you walk up to Toad, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You walk up to Toad and he goes, "You want a job?" "I got a job, buddy!"
Oh, God.
Banana says, "The TV repairman, you want a job?" Yeah,
I got nothing.
I didn't want you to have anything.
I just wanted to like, in the game, just do, go on a half pipe, break your knee, have your friend lick it.
Agent Orange starts playing. Japan 4. Speaking of Japan, Jim Ryan says that Sony is thinking about acquiring studios as content is becoming more and more important. I worry about that because Sony went on a buying spree a few years back and then went on a shuttering spree a few years later, which...
You remember.
Hey, I mean, the business is always changing,
Never
right?
forget.
But, yeah, I mean, like, Zipper got shut down. Gorilla Cambridge got... There's a lot of different weird...
Zipper is the most devastating because that was on Sony.
Yeah.
That was the one that sucked the most. That was because Zipper, for those that don't know, SOCOM,
The
what,
SOCOM.
4, 5,
I forget
4. It was the last major SOCOM game that
The one that
out.
came out on April 19th, 2011.
Yep.
I can tell you that. I don't know.
SOCOM is a very online-based game as far
Right.
as like tactical shooters and stuff, and that came out on the day, right? Was
Yeah,
it the day or
it
the
was
day
the day,
before?
it was the
The day of the PSN shutdown and the outage and, the 6 weeks or... Was that 6 weeks? 8 weeks?
PS3.
PS3, oh yeah.
Oh, I remember that
it was
day.
It was like 2 months.
I was at GameStop during that day.
I'm sorry.
So many complaints.
Yeah, it was like 6 or 8 weeks or something like that, right?
I think it was 8 before everything got there, but 6.
I think it's 1-800-4-SONY is their technical hotline number. That had memorized.
Yep.
I bet you do. But yeah, that was the one that was sad because I enjoyed SOCOM. That was the game I was maybe going to get into as far as like a SOCOM shooter because I didn't have a PS2 like network adapter when SOCOM 2 was big. I think it was SOCOM 4 was the one.
My brother was really into it for PS2.
So yeah, I was kind of anticipating a little bit, and then all that happened, and then the offline was not great. The story mode was not like a typical SOCOM shooter, so that was sad.
So I don't know about the complete timeline is off, but here's a list of some studios that I remember closing in that time. Big Studios. They did Little Deviants was their last game on Vita, but also MotorStorm Arctic Edge, which I think was a PSP spin-off of that.
Little Deviants I got for free for my Vita
I never played it.
when I got it. It's on cartridge disc cartridge.
Cart.
Yeah, if you want. it.
Evolution Studios.
Ugh.
Drive Club was their last big project. Gorilla
Before
Cambridge.
they did MotorStorm. They
did
good-
MotorStorm, yeah,
they
yeah.
did good stuff before then.
Gorilla Cambridge. Did some Killzone PSP stuff. Killzone.
They did that VR game though. That was their death.
Vita. What VR game?
Oh, who did that? Well, maybe. Oh, maybe I'm mixing up studios.
Are you thinking of that like mech? Are you thinking about
Yeah.
Riggs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Riggs isn't listed here.
Maybe that was another studio.
But you had Studio
Sorry.
Liverpool, who did Wipeout. You had Incognito, did a lot of the Twisted Metal games, and Warhawk. And then Zipper Interactive was another one. There's a lot more that they've had their hands in that are closed, but yeah, not so cool.
But I wonder the bright light is that the PS4 has done so well, and I know some of those closures have happened during the PS4, but I think they were a result of like VR kind of going bad. They thought they could have these secondary studios. Well, not doing bad, but like maybe not doing as expected.
I thought that a lot of them shut before VR. Like a lot of them were Vita era.
So
shutters.
so maybe that
And
brightens a light at
that
the end of the
transition
tunnel.
to PS4, I think also.
So, now that remember the PS3 did not get off to the hot start, right? I mean,
No, but a lot of the big acquisitions happened mid PS3 to late PS3, and the closures happened early PS4. Which that was the weird part to me because PS4 came out of the gate so strong. I mean, perhaps look, I'm not a businessman, but I think maybe it was that to kind of keep the PS4 momentum going strong. It was like, hey, let's recoup some of this by shuttering some of these. I don't know.
yeah, but it was also like I lost my train of thought here. It was just the PS3 was bleeding so bad, and then also like Sony itself was bleeding. And then like its games division was the only thing that was making money.
Yeah.
Besides maybe the Gaikai acquisition, it could have all been a result of that. I still see a small light at the end of the tunnel if they do acquire studios, but we're kind of in wait and see mode because they got to respond to something Microsoft's been doing. Because Microsoft
started, piling them on. And Microsoft just kind of lost something that it was previously exclusive to as Remedy regains its publishing rights to Alan Wake. There you go.
Thank you.
There you
I
go.
said that's a good thing though.
Yes, I don't know why they were ignoring it for so long.
Yeah, because with it tied up from Microsoft, it was up to Microsoft to make any changes or decisions with that. But now Remedy getting publishing rights means the game could potentially go multi-platform. So those who've never had a chance to play it on non-Xbox platforms will get the chance or the opportunity. But
I wonder what it means for the music.
that was already the game's back out though, right? Like
The game
it got pulled because of music and then put back out.
for Europe.
Oh, it's not here. Okay,
Yeah, because I cannot download it or purchase it through my Xbox.
got it.
Could you? What isn't Microsoft's store like region free, as we like to say here?
Well,
If you have a European Xbox Live account.
Oh, if you have an European Xbox Live?
Well, it's the same thing. You can't download Japan games on Nintendo unless you have a Japan account.
Yeah, you have to
right?
make a Japanese.
Yeah, so
So I just have to make a European to download it.
maybe
potentially.
I would maybe look into that a little bit more. But
Yeah.
all consoles now. That was a big thing. That was a weirdly big thing back then.
Because I know the music was from like a Swedish band or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense if it's a European.
And
only.
they had they use like theater, like they made music, I think either specifically for that game or they just licensed their music for that game. But I know the music video had Alan Wake in it, like the actor.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it would be one of those things though. Like if you lost that account, you would lose that game if you bought it through the European account. So just be careful. But yeah, I think you're technically region free on that Xbox.
Yeah, but PC you're fine.
Oh,
Cool.
Well, there you go.
PC,
Still on PC.
you're
PC
good to go.
Master Race.
Yeah.
The big thing is the Remedy is working on Control, putting that out August 27th. So Alan Wake probably won't.
Oh,
Probably nothing till after that.
I mean, they showed a while back there was like a crate that had Alan 2 written on it, Alan Wake 2, and like I remember they were like pushing it into the warehouse of Remedy. They're like they know that everybody wants it, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was the next thing. After
I am
Control.
interested about that Control game.
Yeah.
That looks really good. It looks like the next step from the Quantum Break as far as gameplay goes.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about that because I really like Quantum Break a lot.
Yeah, I love Remedy's
Their engine
path of
looks so
evolution
good.
with their games. Like
You can see
it's always been succeeding.
that iterative. Yeah.
And their engine, that whatever. I mean, it's probably their engine, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks real good.
Speaking of Control, Skybound Games had gained control over the Walking Dead Telltale games. And finally, the Telltale Definitive Series launches on September 10th for $49.99. You can get the PS4 Xbox versions digitally.
Yeah, they added like a new filter to it to make it more vibrant and more comic-like.
Yeah.
Like the blacks are a lot darker now and everything. And there's like a little mini documentary about the whole behind the scenes of Telltale with everything.
Yeah.
So that's a nice little bundled package.
Question mark is, does it work? Will you be able to get through the entire 4 series without your save breaking?
TBD.
I would assume so if it's all in the same.
I would hope so,
Disc.
but I mean that was always a problem. That was a problem within seasons.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad.
I remember it was when me and Nick first met. That's what that we weirdly bonded over the TV series and the game that first season. And he was talking about how like episode 3 or 4 or something in that season just wasn't working on his PC, so you had to go to the community, dig through all his files on his PC and edit something. I was like, what the fuck? Why would you ever do that to yourself?
I thought
And meanwhile, I would do that to make DOTA work. But I get it, like
Yeah. I thought that got patched a little shortly after.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. That was the first season, and that was Telltale's original engine, and they said they fixed it, kind of going onto the PS4. But I mean,
Yeah, that's all I ever wanted was
Whatever.
just one spot to play everything, because I was really worried about that whole final season thing and having to go to a website to do decisions and whatever.
That sucks.
Like, it just seemed backwards.
as someone who's played Mass Effect 2 with like the little interactive comic book thing, and then going back to play Mass Effect 1, I feel like I've missed a lot of what happened there.
Yeah.
And that experience is kind of yours, and you own that piece of it, so it would be different.
Yeah.
It's tough because it's just a wall of dialogue, and it's all right. Make a decision based on this wall of dialogue. It's like I don't know. Like, I guess the chick, cause she's she might have boobs. I don't know. Mass Effect. I don't. But yeah,
Good for Skybound.
Yeah, get it out and then
make an easy penny probably.
In time, Telltale will be but a memory.
Sadly.
It's okay, because Square Enix is looking to make new memories with Marvel's Avengers. President of Square Enix, Yosuke Matsuda, spoke with GamesIndustry.biz, stating Spider-Man was a huge title and a major success, so we would like to work hard to have that kind of success. So I guess it did increase my expectations for Avengers. I do believe you have to have high goals. I thought that Spider-Man was fantastic, but we don't want to be bested by them. We are working very hard on the development effort right now so that we are able to provide a new experience.
Ha 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 ha. A megalon, a bunch of crying, laughing faces from me about that, because there is no fucking way that this game is going to be better than that Spider-Man game.
You gotta do what?
No hope. There is no hope.
You gotta believe.
I'm glad that president thinks that. It won't. That president will delay that game though into 2020.
I've listened to people who got to have like a private like appointment to play the game, or at least see or whatever, like more of Avengers.
I don't think you got to play it, but you got to watch it.
And like, I wish they would have shown that for everyone, so we wouldn't be like. I'm not like trying to defend the game. I'm just saying like it's not as bad as we think, but it's still bad. But I think what it fails to do, regardless, is so far at least, is to assure you that it's captured that essence or spirit of those characters, that world, which Spider-Man has done through and through with flying colors. So I feel like that's what it's going to have to come down to like,
is can they get that
if we're going to try to compete with Spider-Man.
It's tough though, because like I kind of work with like a casual like Marvel movie audience, and there's a couple of them that played Spider-Man. And when I talked to them and they saw like the whole reveal trailer of the Avengers, like what the fuck is that? Like everything looks generic. It doesn't look fun. Like I don't want to play this.
No,
I like it's gonna. Like, you already set that mindset with the general audience, not
to be
just
fair,
the gamers.
that first Spider-Man stuff that was coming out from Insomniac, I wasn't necessarily. It didn't look as bad as I thought Avengers did, but
I was on it though.
I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
The first reveal, I was like, hey, it's Insomniac, but also like I've dried up on the Ratchet and Clank games. I didn't.
Yeah, it's just weird for what they showed us versus what they showed behind closed doors. It's like what you did behind closed doors should have been what you show. You should have shown that to the general public.
And you should have done it at the beginning of your conference, not let Final Fantasy VII.
I mean, granted, if you don't like my opinion or whatever, but you didn't talk not to you, but but like I defended that game at that E3 when I saw that show. Like I highly anticipated that game until release.
Yeah.
This I don't give a shit about.
No.
Yeah, it's just I don't feel it. I don't feel it the same way that I can like I can see more life in Ultimate Alliance 3 than
oh my god yeah.
Just like we used to see a lot of life in PlayStation Plus, but as of late not so much. And then a weird shakeup out of nowhere this month. It was announced that Pro Evolution Soccer 2019 was to join what's this?
August, right? Or July?
Hold on.
Plus.
Horizon Chase Turbo, an indie racer, were both set to come out as July's PlayStation Plus games until like the morning of PlayStation Plus lineup getting dropped, when it was announced that Detroit Become Human, the digital deluxe edition, would take its place. Which,
even though I pay like $3 for it, I'm kind of still kind of pissed.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was a weird one.
Yeah, I was.
You also get heavy rain through this, but anyway.
I know. I saw like Mario 64 said it was Sony that was the reason for the removal, not Konami. In case people were wondering.
Yeah.
And I think the last time they did this was like with Knack 2.
Yeah, where they
the whole
said
meme of like Knack was a mistake.
So to go, I was waiting to see if you would say it, but like even deeper into it, if you look at FIFA's advertising for 20, PlayStation's logo has been on the end of that. So I think that's the reason why. Yeah. That's been the speculation. It's that EA and FIFA probably asked PlayStation, kind of like, not gently, but like, hey, if you want us to partner with you for the next year for however many years of our contract of FIFA, you may want to take this game down. Because it's a free game. Like, think of the timing of it, right? You got the Women's World Cup. You also got men's is the Gold Cup in North America. North America is not as big as an audience as Europe, but it's still a big audience.
Mm.
All this is happening while Pro Evolution Soccer is about to drop, and you're going to have all these people play a free soccer game and maybe like the game better because, granted, from what I've heard, gameplay of that game is better. It's just FIFA has the licensing.
Right.
I'm sure EA did not like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember played before it was Pro Evolution Soccer. It used to be called a Winning 11.
Yeah, yeah.
I had Winning 11 7.
Oh man.
And I liked that game a lot.
That was.
It's just it didn't have the licensing, and that was the only thing that kind of took the experience away from it. But it had the players, like they would.
Do they still not have the licensing?
Well, they did. They
yeah.
had some of it.
I mean, even now, I don't know.
Well, they lost the UEFA light. Remember that year that it was EA. It was the last EA whatever that showcase is. Remember they were like, oh, we got the UEFA championship here,
Right.
and I kind of understood that like, hey, this is a big deal because PES used to have the license for that. Now it's with FIFA, so that's huge.
Once again, it's another month to, if you're looking for a little bit of fun, just go hang out in the comments section of the PlayStation blog's announcement of the PlayStation Plus games. You will get, just some charming folks.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Is there a replacement? Oh, the replacement. Oh, never mind. It's Detroit.
Detroit.
No, that's right. I forgot.
Detroit, and that's the deluxe edition, which includes Heavy Rain. As we anticipate that the sequel to Breath of Wild will not have so heavy of rain, one of the least intriguing parts of that game.
Yeah.
Some job listings seem to recruit 2 jobs for the upcoming Zelda sequel. One for a 3D computer graphics designer and the other a level designer, both based in Kyoto at the head office. The 3D computer graphics designers the job description calls for someone to be responsible for working on the game's terrain, including field dungeons, with the level designer taking on a role that will focus on the planning and implementation. One more. Ready? Cut. And implementation of areas such as game events, dungeons, and more.
So 2021 release?
I think 2020.
Yeah?
Yeah. I really do. I think next fall. They got the
engine.
They've got the assets.
This could be enough time.
Yeah. You think about how many people are working on that. They've also got...
It's also just very Nintendo to just, pull that rug like that.
It's just been delays are a real thing, and we saw that obviously, but I feel like the tighter release the announcement to release windows are a real thing, and there's a few exceptions to that, right? Like Metroid, obviously. Animal Crossing was one that was like they announced it September of last year with the intention of it being out this year. And
Metroid really worries me at the moment.
Metroid is gonna come; it'll be fine. It's just well,
they're like, hey, we need artists. I'm like, you're Retro. Why do you need artists? But,
well, because most of the people who made Metroid don't work at Retro anymore. They all went off and founded Armature.
So, but it's just, no, I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
And they've been
I guess I just figured they would have had one when Nintendo handed it back to them, and then it was like a month ago.
Yeah,
they were trying to hire somebody. I was like, oh, something happened.
Yeah, but you don't know what contract looks like, right? Like, if they were that rumored Star Fox game and they had contracted someone for that Star Fox game, and
Someone's
then they
specialties
switch, and then it's that weird contract thing of like, well, we're not working on this game anymore, so we let those 2 people go. Like, it wasn't big enough to maybe make a news story out of it, but they may have let like a person or 2 go because
it's just
instead
timing
of
of it
racing
was weird.
Like I don't know. I feel like there's probably are some people that are more specifically designed to like do, like a dungeon-esque overall design as opposed to like a first-person shooter thing. I mean, you hear that the attention to detail that so Martin Hugo of Doom said like that, and Stratton, they both like said like that first 10 minutes had to be perfect, and they kind of went hands-on and had to make sure that 10 minutes was perfect. So I'm sure there's like a niche artist group that can make a good dungeon over someone that can make a good first-person dungeon.
Right.
Oh, yeah, it's like for anything. Like you have background artists, you have character artists, you have all sorts of
And they may already have the core designers there. It's just they want the extra help.
No, that makes sense.
Collaborating or whatever.
You're going to scale up as a project takes on a different shape for sure. So, I think that's all of the news stories outside of my favorite news story that happens every once in a while that we've got remaining, unless you guys have any other things. Then it's time to dive into a game of 20 questions. That is 20 questions that were asked by a bunch of shareholders over there at the 79th Annual General Meeting of Shareholders for Nintendo.
Me?
All right, let's see which one Matt asked. So obviously we're not going to read through 20 questions and answers, but there are a lot of cool little nuggets you can start to pull out of these
I've only seen one.
Q&A. So let me get to one of them real quick that I love. Now, if you recall, a little while ago, we did one of these probably about April. We probably talked about it in May. This is after the news came out that Nintendo would be working with Tencent to release the Switch in China. And at one point, someone had asked a question about the China deal, to which the president of Nintendo had said, "Hey, thanks for your question. We're still working on these details, so we really have nothing more to say at this moment." And then 2 more people following that asked questions about China. Well, here we go. Question number 6. What are your thoughts? And the answer is, we will provide more information as soon as we can, which is fun. Some of the stuff was like, oh, Nintendo. A question about adopting global trends or joining global trends like mobile business and VR. What is Nintendo planning to do as communication standards shift from 4G to 5G? I loved Miyamoto's response on the VR stuff that said, we've not fallen behind with either VR or network services. We worked on them from the very beginning, and we have been experimenting with them in a variety of ways.
I mean, he's
not good ways.
He's not wrong.
In regards to VR, he does say, because we don't publicize this until we release a product, it may look like we're falling behind. In regards to VR, we think that we have created a product that is easy for our consumers to use in the recently released Nintendo Labo Toy-Con 4 VR kit. Nintendo consumers encompass a wide range of ages, including young children, so we will continue to create and announce products that can be enjoyed by anyone. Which, yeah, that is a solution to VR. But,
I kind of just wanted him to just pick up a Virtual Boy from, behind the stage and just chuck it at the guy who asked the question.
No, we did it first.
That was it.
Fell behind.
Pretty good.
No response.
The VR stuff is fine because that's such a weird, ambiguous thing. Like, someone could easily just do something and it becomes a trend at this point, right?
Right. Because the companies who are doing it, they don't even know what they're doing yet.
No.
They're getting there.
Valve did something. They're like, it's too expensive for people right now.
Yeah.
But the network stuff, that's the one where I'm like, well, you can just do what Xbox Live is doing over there, and that seems to be a great time. Yeah. Or, if you want to do the Discord thing, that seems cool too. I mean, for PSN being held by duct tape, that works pretty well. And
literally any of these you could... Yeah.
That's my gripe about that.
There are a lot of little nuggets throughout this regarding Nintendo Switch Online and that service, and there's little mentions here and there about a continuing desire to make that service better. They keep bringing that up, which is hopeful. Obviously, like Miyamoto said, the company waits until things are releasing to announce what they're doing, so we don't know what those plans are. But when someone asked about companies developing subscription-based business models, and that Nintendo is lagging behind other companies in this regard, President Furukawa states that subscription-based services becoming common in all sorts of industries, not just games, and that Nintendo offers the NES Nintendo Switch Online service that allows you to play the NES games through having that subscription service, which is not the exact same, but yes. He does state at the end of this, we believe that we need to further enrich these sorts of services in the future. Nintendo's policy is that we will consider whether each product we offer is suited to a subscription model as we expand our business in the future. Which is something that came up in a different one that I can't find right now. Oh, here we go. A question was asked about Nintendo maintaining an environment that allows titles released on previous platforms, particularly the Nintendo 64 and Nintendo GameCube, to be played. And Furukawa says, we cannot provide any new information about how or in what form software developed for past platforms will be delivered to consumers in the future, but we are currently offering Nintendo Entertainment System titles as part of the Nintendo Switch Online service. This is just one of a variety of forms in which consumers could play past titles, and we'd like to deliver them in some form. We are very aware that many of our consumers have been asking for a way to play older titles like this. Now, the reason that is striking to me is because there's several points where someone asks a question, he kind of gives a PR answer and then says, we're aware that consumers, this one he says, we are very aware that many consumers have been asking for a way to play older titles like this.
Parentheses, Mother 3.
Right.
Well, we've been waiting. Can I play Corey in the House on the Switch? That's what I really want. I'm gonna bang
Add another
my
little
hand
slot on
against
here.
this table, and I can play Corey in the House on my Switch.
You have one slot for your Switch cartridges, another little slot for your DS
I
cartridges, another
purposely-
slot for your 3DS.
I
And another slot
purposely
for your Corey in the House card.
Yeah.
bought 3 copies because I thought for sure at this point I'd be able to play Corey in the House on my Switch.
Well, it was something you did think, huh? Well,
Don't have a smile at me.
maybe you'll be able to do that on a new
I love that
Nintendo
this TV
Switch.
is like right in front of the Wii U because it doesn't piss me off anymore. I just see Corey's smiling face.
Oh, we can fix that. In regards to the new Switch, again, reiterating the fact that we are always working on new hardware. We're constantly developing new hardware and new software. We'll let you know as soon as anything is ready to be announced. But it was stated that we are aware there has been coverage to that effect. We cannot comment in regards to speculation and rumors about new hardware or software. So it's like, hey, we know that everyone fucking showed those designs because that Chinese company put out case designs they're doing for the thing we're making. However, hang out.
We're gonna release the
It makes me wonder if that Switch Pro thing is coming.
with Breath of the Wild 2.
I was gonna say not this year, but maybe with Breath of the Wild too.
Yeah.
Thanks for beating me there, Mark.
That was another
Good
thing.
insight by you.
That,
Gotta get
another
fast.
one
I
that,
appreciate it.
another one that came up was, how do you?
Wars Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, no, it was how do you plan to kind of like? The first question was like, I'm gonna paraphrase this here. We're not gonna go.
The Q one, right? I saw.
Yeah. The first question was, hey, they're going to put out a new Xbox and a PlayStation 5 next year. They're going to be powerful as fuck. What are y'all doing? The response was basically like, we're trying to get the biggest install base. They're kind of treating the Switch, it seems like Wii 2. Like, let's get this into as many hands as possible so that, we've got the install base and people will want to make for this. And they talk about streamlining not only development for the Switch to make it easier to develop games for Switch, but also allowing the use of major third-party engines. Like, I don't think he cited Unreal or Unity, but the adoption of Unreal and Unity at the end of the Wii U lifecycle and into the Switch is definitely a big part of getting those games to run on this.
Yeah.
Give Frostbite only for EA to dive out of it because no one likes using it. I mean, these are all PR answers, but like I get it. Like you got to hold your secrets. I am generally curious as to why, if the Wall Street Journal is correct, it was the Wall Street Journal that if we have not heard anything about that Pro console yet, that thing is not coming this year.
Nah,
There's
letting it
no.
cook.
There's no way at this point because it's too late.
There wouldn't be much reason to. The portable one I could understand with Pokemon coming out, but like beyond that, no, I would just
Like
wait.
it's one thing to announce a game and that comes out in 2 months or whatever. It's something as big as Pokemon, but like, there's another thing to announce a piece of hardware that's gonna be like $400 and have it come out in 2 months. It's like that's a little. I don't know about that one.
No.
Because there's other people are saving for different things. Like I'm saving for a PS5 and an Xbox. Like I know all that shit's on the horizon. Also, new graphics card for Doom, but
Couple more in here that I thought were neat. This one's the big one that's being spun out into a story I've been seeing pop up, but question regarding how people play video games. That we've mainly used a controller and looked at a screen for the last 30 years. And in this was a neat little nugget regarding... First, it was talked about by Takahashi that, 1-2 Switch did a lot more of looking at each other and not looking at a screen. How VR
it did.
how VR changed what they're doing with the gameplay and not just using a controller. And then Miyamoto went on to talk about first the kind of innovation that Nintendo had originally by being the first plus-shaped controller pad with additional buttons, which became the industry standard. Talked about the analog stick and the Nintendo 64. And then talks about that. I'm just going to read this because this seems important. I also believe we should quickly graduate from the current controller, and we are attempting all kinds of things. Our objective is to achieve an interface that surpasses the current controller, where what the player does is directly reflected on the screen, and the user can clearly feel the result. This has not been achieved yet. We have tried all kinds of motion controllers, but none seem to work for all people. As the company that knows the most about controllers, we have been striving to create a controller that can be used with ease and that will become the standard for the next generation.
Vitality sensor.
Yeah, something, right? Like, you think about even the Joy-Con themselves. Like, I know the Joy-Con are not a perfect solution, but they're really damn good.
It's a step up.
Yeah, and like, think about that fact that, like, if you want, you can just sit with your hands by your sides. Or coming from the accessibility
it's no
approach.
GameCube controller. But.
No. Not many can be. But from an accessibility perspective, like, in the terms of, like, people who need different ability, who are differently able, like, with a controller, who can't hold one for whatever reason or another, to the fact that, like, literally the Switch is more accessible because they can just slide it off and hand you one. It's not, again, going to feel like holding a DualShock or something, but that fact that we can play a game anywhere is neat. I don't know what the next thing I would want, like,
but they can't go too far away from the cross thing, because every game is designed with like a DualShock 4 or an Xbox One controller in mind. And if you go away from that, you're going to have what happened to the GameCube again, where like just third parties and that controller does not feel great.
Yeah.
Or even the N64. Like, I played Tony Hawk 1 and 2 on a GameCube. N64. It sucks. It's not good.
It was fine when it was all you knew, but when you got the one on PS1, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. And you're going to get more and more of that. And Nintendo can't afford to lose the third parties after they just got them back. So it's going to be this weird thing.
The key thing there to pull out, though, is striving to create a controller that can be used with ease and that will become the standard for the next generation, which, like, there were patents from Sony for a DualShock that looked like you could break it in half, like it magnetically clicked together and you could hold each half of it, and then you kind of see that realized with the Joy-Con in a way that I like. The Joy-Con is comfortable. It might not be I could use maybe a little bit of big, if you could, like,
give it a little chunk,
like, just increase it 12%, 13. We'll round up to the good number, but like get it a little bit bigger. It would be maybe,
just do what Black Mirror did. Those little things on your temples, and then
there you go.
It's all on your head.
Yeah, that's the future.
What?
2 more that are not necessarily game related, but I think they're real fun. Someone asked about the litigation against Maricar, which you guys may have seen these on the internet at some point. There was a company called Maricar Incorporated, who's now called Mario Mobility Development Incorporated, who was basically making Mario Karts that you could drive on the streets of Shibuya and Osaka on public streets while dressed as Mario characters. And Nintendo has been in an ongoing, they've been in an ongoing legal battle to stop them from doing this. Basically, the big thing is Nintendo wants them to get as much of any correlation or things that are similar to being associated with Mario Kart out of that. They also wanted them to get away from calling themselves Maricar because it sounds like it's something.
Mario Kart.
I just found it funny that, like, a shareholder brought that up. And then the final one,
because if they don't address it, and that Mario Kart gets sued, we're like, well, like, we're imitating Mario Kart, and Nintendo is like, oh, well, what the fuck?
It literally says it on here, like, if there's the question was, if there is a traffic accident, I think it may damage the company's reputation. How do you intend to proceed with the litigation?
Yep.
which is
I mean, it's
interesting.
sad, but that's the 2019 corporation world we live in, where everyone's looking for an excuse to sue one another.
It's cool that it still happens in Japan.
I can't wait for you to follow me one day. I'm going to throw a banana, and you're going to spin out and be like, it wasn't my fault.
My favorite
got toted.
question out of this, and I'm going to read this in totality. I'm going to read the question.
I hope this
and
is one I
answer.
saw.
I know of companies that hold a nice, open shareholder meeting on a Sunday and set up a room for children so that families can participate. Nintendo, like many companies, holds its shareholder meetings on a weekday. But would you consider holding them on a Sunday? We also received amusement park tickets from one company as a gift at their shareholder meeting. Is Nintendo thinking of doing something similar that would be related to the completion of the Nintendo area at Universal Studios Japan? To which Furukawa says, we value your feedback regarding holding shareholder meetings on Sundays, and any gifts given at shareholder meetings need to remain within the scope of social norms, as there is some potential legal risk if we provide items of high value. Going forward, we will continue to prepare souvenirs related to our company's products that will be as enjoyable as possible for our shareholders.
Enjoy your papercraft pencil holder, you fuck. That's what you have to make it yourself.
It's just like, what are you
What
doing?
the fuck did you ask? And that was the last question. We ended on that.
That was it. They
Sorry,
always do
I
something
mean-
stupid.
I mean, I asked that question, and we ended it on that.
that was the one you asked?
Yeah, of course.
Excuse me, I want a free trip.
You're the reason why we get the Labo pencil
I
holder.
know of companies that hold a nice and
Excuse me, I remember a few years ago at E3, Xbox, they were all under the chairs. I don't see a switch here, sir. Looking for that. Oh, boy.
God.
Well,
Yeah, why the fuck would you?
You know, whatever.
Might want to switch your attitude.
They did the thing.
Pretty good.
Oh my god.
Well,
That's good.
we've reached the end of another one.
Another one.
Bites the dust? I think so. I gotta get rid of this Coke Zero can because it's making me mad. Oh, shit. All right, sorry, dude.
Did I poke you back? Did
Yeah,
you
I'm
get mad?
bleeding. I'm a bleeding.
Gave 0 fucks.
That's it. That's the one. Well, thanks for hanging out with us on another episode of the Free Cheese Podcast. We'll be back next week with another episode. You guys got big plans for the week of... Oh, boy. Mark, get me out of the DOTA.
No. I'm going to the Philly. I'm going to Philly on Sunday.
Oh, for...
I'm going to see WWE,
right,
Extreme
right.
Rules.
Mhm.
I kind of maybe sort of drunkenly bought BOGO tickets and a ticket on a bus from a local seafood restaurant that may be very famous up there. So,
You're taking the
Yeah.
Long John Silver's...
oh yeah, the Long John Silver
Nice.
fast food,
Red Lobster?
famous
Yeah.
seafood. Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, it wasn't. I'm not mad. I spent the money. Yeah, I'm
It'll be a good time.
excited.
When's the last time you went to a wrestling event?
Wrestling event was right before WrestleMania. It was the Raw and SmackDown because Raw was in DC,
Right, you did
but then before that was the pay-per-view of the Royal Rumble.
Which was when?
Last, not 2008 or 2019 January, 2018 January.
I hear someone misspeaking, I think. Because there was
Oh.
one wrestling event we
Oh,
went to. Yeah.
I meant WWE. My bad.
Yeah.
No, we meant the better one.
Yeah. Well, enjoy that.
I don't know what's going on with that. It's supposed to be ready, but Finn is not cooperating with us. So, who knows what the schedule is going to be like for that?
We'll find out.
It's supposed to be this Friday.
On the
No
dot.
date.
Finn's
There's
been...
no date. Finn has gone. The symbiote has taken over.
Oof. Yeah, the symbiote, check out that high altitude. See what's going on with Finn Balor and the fate of the FCW. Yeah. Ooh. Mark, you got any video game plans this week? You going to any wrestling shows?
Oh yeah, I'm also
not-
playing Dota this week. Sorry, Mark, you go ahead.
I don't think I'm going to any wrestling shows, unfortunately. Probably continue Breath of the Wild more than
Nice.
likely.
Nice.
Maybe fuck with some Mario Maker
Yeah.
because I haven't dove into one.
Do you have a stylus?
No,
Do you want one?
maybe.
All right. I got one that I replaced
Oh.
It's fine. It's a little flaky, like the tip's flaking off, which is why I bought a new one. But it's
I'd
better
probably just
than
buy a
nothing.
new one, then.
All right, never mind.
I appreciate it, though.
All right, so here it is. I waited for Breath of the Wild download so I can give it. The free cheese speed run of Breath of the Wild is 30 hours or more according to my Switch. So go ahead. You all try to beat that. Email us.
This podcast was longer than the speed run that I watched the other day.
I'm just saying the free cheese one is 30 hours or more, and I know for a fact I did not play that game after I beat it. So bring it on.
It's our official number, huh?
And then that might be giving you to play Breath of the Wild again. Who knows? I'm just saying.
Try to beat it on the
The
harder
free
difficulty.
cheese record is out there.
Jesus.
And I know I got the best one of the board.
Man, I'm gonna make some Mario Maker levels. I really just want Toad to yell at me again. You want job?
I really want to play Final Fantasy VII because the music keeps playing in my car. And
Play it. Nothing's stopping you.
Dota.
You look, your Switch is charged and in your hands. It's there. You go. That's all you got to do.
I gotta play through all the bullshit at the beginning. I've played it.
Have you played it on here though? Seriously?
I have, yeah.
Did you click in the right stick?
On the turbo thing? I mean, I was doing that on DualShock. Yeah, I mean...
Is the game 30 frames on Switch?
TBD.
Cause,
I honestly don't know.
Because PC is 60, and it fucks everything up for me.
Oh, yeah.
It just looks weird.
So then it's 30 here. It doesn't fuck with me
Okay.
here.
Because I want that nostalgia trip when I'm playing. I'm like, give me that chunky 30.
And with that feel of the chunk.
Yeah.
I always said I'll give him a Vegas game, and Vegas isn't until October. Oh, maybe I take my Switch to Philly.
There you go.
There you
See?
go.
Old bus boy.
Maybe I'll play during a boring match. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go grocery shopping.
Ooh.
Yeah. I know. I gotta eat. That's it. We'll be back next week with more of this. You can follow us on Twitter. The Free Cheese is at Some Free Cheese. Mark is at _mental. Matt is at MattyIce131. And I am at The Free Cheese. Got them all. That's it. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, listener, for listening. We'll see you next week.